The Supremes' Baby Love gives us a great example of Motown in the mid-1960s. This track, written by Brian Holland, Lamont Dozier, and Eddie Holland, and produced by Brian Holland and Lamont Dozier, was a #1 hit for the Supremes in the fall of 1964. It's interesting to compare the run of hits that the Supremes had during this period between 64 and say 66 or 67, and the run of hits that the Beatles had during the same time. Because in many ways the Supreme matched the Beatles almost step for step, maybe not quite, but very, very close. And the Supremes, if there was ever a girl group, it's the Supremes. Really make us rethink the idea that the girl group thing died when the British invasion began, because the most successful of all the girl groups, the Supremes, really pretty much kept pace with the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, and a lot of others during this mid-period of the 60s. The tune itself, Baby Love, very simple. It's a kind of a shuffle in 4/4 time. The form itself is a simple verse form. We get just one verse after another verse after another verse, and what's interesting is how in the studio they tried to find a way to get that beat at the very beginning of it to come out in a very clear kind of way. And so what they ended up doing is just sort of stomping with boards on the floor with some echo to get that bang 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 sound that starts the record out. The backing band is a group called the Funk Brothers. Again, not a specific group, but a collection of musicians who played on these Motown recordings in Detroit. And they had a lot to do with helping to arrange the tunes. A lot of times when the songwriters came in, they come with melodies and some words and some form ideas, and they depend on the band to be able to put the parts together and help create the arrangement kind of on the spot. Then they would bring the singers in and get them to record. So it's a fantastic tune. What's interesting about it for me is that the success of the tune depends almost entirely on Diana Ross's development or delivery of the lead vocal. If you've ever been in a band and you've tried to do this tune live, it's not a hard tune to play, but it starts to get a little bit boring after a couple of verses. But because of Diana Ross's fantastic, enticing delivery of the song, it keeps it interesting all the way through. So in many ways, when Berry Gordy decided Diana Ross was going to be the lead singer of the group, not one of the other members, he was very, very smart to see that she had an ability to sell the song in a way that few others were able to do. Anyway, a fantastic tune from Motown's heyday in the 1960s, Diana Ross and the Supremes' Baby Love.